Killing children is a crime. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Bombing hospitals is a crime.
Free, free Palestine.
Killing doctors is a crime.
Free, free Palestine.
Murdering aid workers is a crime.
Free, free Palestine.
Murdering civilians is a crime.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free
Palestine.
Free, free
Palestine.
As we gather here today, we are united by a shared commitment to justice, compassion, and solidarity. In the face of adversity and oppression, we stand together to advocate for the rights and dignity of the Palestinians. Before we commence this demonstration, we are honored to begin with a sacred and profound tradition, a recitation from the Holy Quran. The verses of the Quran hold a timely message of resilience, faith, and perseverance, a message that resonates deeply with us. Please welcome Junaid and Hudaifa, who will recite for us.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم انصر إخواننا في فلسطين اللهم انصر إخواننا في فلسطين اللهم انصر إخواننا في فلسطين Allah grant victory to our brothers in Palestine. Allahumma izza ahla Gaza. Allahumma izza ahla Gaza. Allahumma izza ahla Gaza. O Allah, give honor to the people of Gaza. O Allah, bury colonial Zionism under the rubbles of Gaza. O Allah, let the honor of the blood of the martyrs be a permanent stain of shame on the face of America and the West. Assalamu alaikum.
Mohammed Dimitriev, and I am honored to chair this demonstration today. It is day 208 and year 76 of unbearable and constant torture and slaughter of Palestinians. We are here to advocate for the freedom and the right of self-determination for the Palestinian people, being as Guyana is a part of the international community that has an impact on global affairs. I would like to note to the general public that we as Guyanese, living in a democratic republic, are given the right to freedom of speech and freedom of expression without discrimination and without restriction of immigration. I would like to introduce you to our first speaker for today's program, Palestinian Voice, a woman who knows firsthand what it means to have your identity stripped from you, your home, your belongings, your family. Please welcome our Palestinian friend, Rima Fouda.
Brother and sister, my name is Rima. I'm Palestinian from Gaza. The greatest pride that I have is being Palestinian. I am from a people who do not surrender. I am from a people who do not bow down. I am from a people who resist from generation to generation. I am from a people who have freed this world but yet have not seen freedom. Do we have to convince the world that Palestinians' mothers are like any other mothers in this world? Until when do we have to convince the world that Palestinian children are just like any other children in this world? Until when do we have to convince the world that Palestinians men don't deserve to be the demonized. They have not left inch of Gaza. They destroyed it from south to north. There is no safety in Gaza. As a Palestinian person from Gaza, I lost many of my relatives. The loss broke my heart in two pieces. I want to remind you that you can bring the change. Don't stop talking about Palestine. Don't stop sharing awareness about Gaza. Your voice will make the difference. And Allah's promise is near, inshallah. Free Palestine.
It's not easy having to tell the world your lived experiences and plead with the world for help. Please give our Palestinian friend another round of applause for her courage. Her bravery. Repeat after me. Glory to the resistance.
Glory to the resistance.
Glory to our martyrs.
Glory to our martyrs.
Glory to our workers.
Glory to our workers.
Long live international struggle.
Long live international struggle.
Down with colonial and racist regimes. Down with the prisons. Down with the borders. No one is free until we are all free. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Gaza, Gaza, you will rise. Palestine will never die.
Gaza, you will rise. Palestine will never die.
Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry. We will never let you die.
Gaza, don't you cry. We will never let you die.
In sight of today being Workers' Day, we will commemorate some of our fallen and struggled heroes. We have created an acronym to symbolize a victim of hope and perseverance with each letter from the word Workers' Day to honor the victims of Israeli brutality.
W stands for Warriors and Pleas of Peace. Let us remember the aid workers who selflessly dedicated themselves to bring relief and support to those in need, even in the face of danger.
Let us remember Wael al-Dahdur, an admiral and courageous journalist that despite his entire family being wiped away, attacked and massacred, returned to work the next day to show us the truth about the racist and tyrannical Israeli regime.
All represents our heroes. We pay tribute to the health workers who risk their lives every day to provide medical care and comfort to the afflicted, embodying the true essence of heroism. Let us remember Dr. Omar Ferwana, a professor and former dean of the Islamic University of Gaza Medical School and Andrology.
R. Symbolize resilient spirit. The heritage of the journalists who courageously pursue truth and justice, often at a great personal risk. Their unwavering commitment to inform the world will forever inspire us. Let us remember that this did not begin on October 7th. The killing of innocents have been happening since 1940 at the hands of the racist and murderous Israeli government. Let us remember Razan al-Najjar, the 21-year-old Palestinian medic that was sniper shot at and killed while tending to injured protesters in 2018.
K signifies kindred souls. Let us honor the innocent lives lost, the families torn apart, and the community shattered by senseless violence. As we stand in solidarity with all those afflicted by the conflict, let us remember Dr. Kamal Kishko, anesthesiologist and intensivist at Al-Shifa Hospital, that was killed in the horrendous and horrific Israeli attack on Al-Shifa Hospital, an attack that left hundreds dead. flattened and dismembered bodies scattered, that there is no accurate number of the deceased victims.
E. E embodies enduring legacy, the legacy of those who have lost their lives in our collective memory, serving as a reminder of urgent need and for peace, justice, and reconciliation in the region. Let us remember the elderly laborers that were killed and tortured for 4 weeks. 4,500 Palestinian laborers working in Israel were sent to detention facilities and abused and tortured. Israelis stole their money and clothes, left them naked and starved for 3 days, while torturing them by stepping on their heads, kicking, and urinating on them.
R reminds us of remembering together. Together we unite in remembrance, mourning the loss of precious lives and reaffirming our commitment to standing against oppression and injustice. Let us remember Professor Dr. Raed Kador. He was killed along with his family, 29 members of his extended family, including his parents, wife, and children. His twin girls were born 2 weeks ago, all gone.
S. S represents standing strong. We stand strong in the face of adversity, refusing to be silenced or deterred, in our pursuit of a better, more just world for all. Let us remember Saifuddin Isam Ayat Abu Taha, the 25-year-old Palestinian aid worker that was killed in the World Central Kitchen attack, where the Israeli soldiers are allowed to deliberately kill and attack aid workers for providing aid to Gazans without being held accountable.
D. Symbolize determined action. Let us down grief and outrage into action, advocating and accountability, justice, and ending to the life cycle of violence and suffering. Let us remember Dua Sharif, Palestinian journalist who was killed in an Israel airstrike, along with her child in Gaza. Despite her own and that of her child, her determined work and sacrifice will always be remembered.
A stands for advocating for change. We advocate for change tirelessly, working towards a future where every life is valued, every voice is heard, and every individual can live in dignity and peace. Let us remember Allah. She was a reporter who was pregnant and had survived an airstrike that killed most of her family. It broke her spine and amputated her foot. She was bedridden and recovering, but her beacon of survival came to an end as she was bombed again and killed by the Israeli military without dignity.
Y represents the yearning for peace. Above all, let us hold on to the hope and the belief that peace is possible, and that by coming together and working towards a shared vision of a brighter future, we can make it a reality. Lastly, let us remember Yusra Makadme, a medical doctor found after being executed by the Israeli army at Al-Shifa Medical Company.
Of diplomacy, cooperation, and dedication to her homeland, Palestine. In a world often fraught with challenges, she has worked tirelessly towards fostering international cooperation and advancing the interests of her people. Ambassador Dr. Linda Soba Ali, the Palestinian ambassador to Guyana and Caribbean states. Her illustrious career is marked by her unwavering commitment to diplomacy and the pursuit of peace.
When workers all over the world meet to assess their progress and to give solidarity to its struggles. Workers need peace more than anything else in the world. We all need peace to have development. We cannot have development without peace, as we cannot have peace without development. And that is why the cause in the world today that is most in need of solidarity is the situation in Palestine as a whole, but in Gaza in particular. Because of the brutality and the inhumane activities of the Israeli fascist, racist apartheid regime. More than 35,000 innocent Palestinian children and women have been killed. And among them, we had this demonstration just now, more than 500 health workers. Some of the stories cannot help to move you to tears. There are sometimes, I read in some areas of doctors operating on patients and being shot in the head in the process while they're doing that. You've heard stories of the most tremendous sacrifices that the Palestinian people have been making. Why? For their freedom. Freedom that is their right. It is their God-given right to be free, to determine their own destiny, to build their own society. And in their fight for freedom, they are fighting for our freedom as well. They are fighting for the end of all kinds of oppression in all over the world. We cannot see, although the brutality is so great, this is not an isolated issue only for Palestine. This is a fight internationally against oppression, hatred, racism all over our world. And that is why we have to ensure that the Palestinian people win. And our hearts goes out to them for the sacrifices that they have been making. I said just now more than 500 health workers have been killed. More than 140 journalists have been killed, including American journalists who they claim to want to protect their citizens. But when they stand up against Palestine, when they stand up against Israel, it's another story. And even before what is taking place here today, a few years ago, there was a young woman, brave young American woman, girl, practically a girl, early 20s, by the name of Rachel Corrie. I don't know how many of you heard that name. Who stood up, who demonstrated her humanity to stand up in front of a bulldozer to prevent the destruction of a Palestinian home. She was run over once and reversed over a second time, and the American government has not even asked for an apology for that. And then recently you had the famous Palestinian journalist at Al Jazeera, even before it reached this stage, who was shot and killed and deliberately targeted, killed. Shireen was her name. It's a difficult thing for me to call, but I know her as Shireen, because I had a lot of girlfriends named Shireen in my time. So the point I'm making is that they are killing people long before this because they don't want you to know of all the atrocities. What are they fighting for? To give the starving Palestinian people a meal before they kill them? Mean that their conscience are so damaged that these people are dying hungry, that they want to give them something to eat? That is what is going to ease their conscience? But the system, all the laws, all the systems are being violated. Imagine the International Criminal Court, in less than a week, when the Americans was bombing and went into the Balkans, in Serbia and Croatia, in a week they charged Milosevic. Whether he was guilty, I still have my doubts about that. In 2 weeks after the Russians went into Ukraine, they issued a warrant for arrest of President Putin. What was his crime? He moved children out of the way of the war, moved them out of war to protect them, and they accused him of kidnapping children. How come only now they are considering, and let me say this, the chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, a Pakistani by the name of Khan, is a fraud, a complete fraud, complicit with criminal activity that is going on there as a whole, because we do not get the whole picture. Israel, they're killing civilians, thousands and thousands of civilians, but we do not know how many fighters they have killed. And from my estimation, it seems to be very little. And it seems to me that they're taking a licking that they never had been taking so before. Their invincibility, the aura of invincibility that they created has been broken. Not only now, but it was broken first when they went into Lebanon and Hezbollah chased them out of Lebanon. And it is broken here again because the Palestinian people have them on the back foot. And when
This is against humanitarian and international law. We demand justice for our fallen heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow demonstrators, today we gather here not only in solidarity, we stand united to honor the brave souls who have lost their lives in the pursuit of truth, healing, and humanitarian aid in Palestine. As we look around, we see 3 young individuals among us, each dressed as a symbol of courage and sacrifice. One child stands before us, donning the attire of a journalist. Today, we honor their unwavering commitment to freedom of expression and the pursuit of justice. Besides her stands another child, adorned in the attire of a doctor. This child represents the countless health workers and the over 500 healthcare workers who have been slaughtered by Israeli brutality. This child represents the health workers who have dedicated themselves to providing care and comfort to those in need, often in the face of danger and adversity. Today, we pay tribute to their selflessness and compassion, and we mourn their senseless loss. And finally, we have a child dressed as an aid worker, a beacon of hope and resilience in the midst of chaos and despair. Today, we honor their commitment to humanity and their unwavering dedication to serving others. Please put your hands together for Samiha, Azara, and Hudaifa.
Propaganda and how easily people believe lies. I am a journalist because I want to make a change in the world to show that this did not start on October 7th. It started in 1948 when the Israelis occupied a land indigenous to Palestinians. I am a journalist like Motaz, who risked their lives to take horrific pictures to make humans care. I am a journalist like Weil, who despite losing his entire family, showed up to work the next day to fight for his people by reporting the daily tragedy caused by the Israeli military. I am a journalist because I will not be silent. I am a journalist because I want to cover the truth, unlike many shameful media houses that are silent and complicit in this genocide. I want to grow up to be as courageous brave, strong, and faithful like the journalists who risked their lives for showing the world the truth. I pray that they are given justice and that they are honored and will never be forgotten. Repeat after me. Justice for all journalists. Free Palestine.
Hello all. I have made 4 applications on a baby with no anesthesia because there is a lack of medical care. I have delivered a living baby from a dead mother, while my colleague delivered a dead baby from a living mother. At the same time, I have delivered a baby and its mom laid on the rubble and broken streets of Gaza as we sheltered under a piece of concrete from getting sniper shot at from Israeli soldiers. I ran into the middle of rapid fire to save an injured civilian. I tended to thousands of wounded civilians, each with a traumatized experience and a grieving loss. I used a masked metal wire to fix a patient's jaw, and it actually worked and healed. I saw gallons of blood, broken baby bones in the inside of a skull I have never studied or seen before. I am dressed as a doctor to honor all the medics grasping at straws to ensure each and every injured civilian is treated with care despite the horrific circumstances. I am dressed as a doctor to doctor to commemorate all those who lost their lives by doing their jobs, saving humans. I am dressed as a doctor because they uphold the profession and treated it with dignity as it should be treated, even when the law was not in their favor, even when Israel broke numerous laws on live television. I am just a doctor because I want to be resilient, caring, and considerate, just like all the medical workers in Palestine. And I will not forget the 400 plus health workers that were killed. Repeat after me. Justice for health workers. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
I am dressed as a chef aid worker. I just cooked some delicious food for the starving civilians in Gaza. Famine is on the rise and thousands of children are perishing from the widespread famine as we have run out of foods due to food places being bombed into non-existence. Israelis blocking aid trucks from entering, lack of care from countries in the world. I see children in long lines with their pots and pans, only for half of them to leave with empty pots and pans. It breaks my heart each time that we are making food to feed some families, but we are not making enough to feed all the families. We are doing what we can and we are trying to make delicious food with the few cans of beans and sauces we have, either smuggled in or rationed from some supplies dropped from some countries. However, they have chosen to dehumanize us as they dropped food in the deep and strong ocean that has taken the lives of a few while swimming to retrieve the aid crates. Some were even dropped on civilians, pushing them to death. I am an aid worker because I cannot allow my people to starve while I am given a three-course meal twice a day. I am an aid worker because every child deserves the right to be treated equally and justly receiving basic human needs. I am an aid worker because I do not support a racist government deliberately killing a population of majority women and children. They even killed my colleagues. They deliberately attacked my colleagues as they were driving in their food truck to deliver freshly baked and cooked food to the Gazans. I fear for my life, but I fear for the undignified and disgusting death of the Gazans more. I am an aid worker because they are extremely considerate and selfless to put the lives of others above theirs. I am an aid worker to commentate 200 plus of aid workers that were killed for helping innocent civilians, which is against every single humanitarian law and act. I am an aid worker and I will not forget those that were martyred. I will honor and respect each and every one of them. Repeat after me, justice for aid workers. Free Palestine. Chant with me. Killing journalists is a crime. Free Palestine. Killing doctors is a crime. Free Palestine. Killing aid workers is a crime. Free, free Palestine.
Killing aid workers is a crime. Free Palestine.
Friend, I like to refer to him as freedom fighter. From the time he was probably moving around, crawling, he was fighting for freedom. Brother Freddie Kissoon. Netanyahu continues to say that everything is going as planned. I want you to listen to that very carefully, that everything is going as planned or according to plan. With that in mind, I wish to posit here the point that whatever is taking place there came from the mind of Netanyahu and others in his cabinet and government. Thousands and massacred, murdered thousands upon thousands of Palestinians and displaced hundreds of thousands in various countries. I dare posit here, Excellency Ambassador, this was a part of the plan, that they will get sympathy. The world will give sympathy to the Palestinians and open up crossings for them to go into their countries in Jordan and Egypt and in Europe, so that they will take the lands, they will take the farms, the olive groves, the orange groves, and the plantations and their animals, and they will take those valuable seafront properties that Donald Trump and his son are gloating and are still gloating over. So this entire thing.
I am sorry, guys. I am sorry, Palestine. I am sorry that we cannot stop the falling missiles. Missiles? I am sorry, Gaza. I am sorry, Palestine. I am sorry we cannot stop the falling missiles. I am sorry that we cannot save your children or protect them. I wish we can make them unsee their horrors. I am sorry. I am sorry we cannot be there with you to help heal your wounds and keep them warm. Believe me when I say we would, if we could. I am sorry, Gaza. I am sorry, Palestine. I am sorry that it took a genocide for the world to wake up, for the masks of the to come off our hearts, our broken. I am sorry. I am sorry, Gaza. I am sorry, Palestine. But we will fight. We will fight until you are free. We will fight for Gaza. We will fight for Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Blinding flash of white light lit up the sky over Gaza tonight. People running for cover, not knowing whether they're dead or alive. They came with their tanks and their planes, with ravaging fiery flames, and nothing remains. Just a voice rising up from the smoky haze. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirit will never die. We will not go down in Gaza tonight. Women and children alike, murdered and massacred night after night. While the so-called leaders of countries afar debated on who's wrong or right, but their powerless words were in vain, and the bombs fell down like acid rain. But through the tears and the blood and the pain, you can still hear that voice through the smoky haze. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques in our homes, in our schools, but our spirit will never die. We will not go down to Gaza tonight. We will not go down in Gaza tonight. Thank you.
And I will start by thanking all of you, by thanking my big family, my Guyanese family, my colleagues, former president. I came with my minister 12 years ago. I remember your unwavering support, and you recognized Palestine right after we left. Thank you, my dear president. I want to thank all our supporters, and I want to start with Hannah. Thank you for all what you do. I want to thank Noel that he's hiding in the back. Thank you. Before your help, I could have not been here again. Those are the secret angels that we have in Guyana. I am blessed to be here. I am blessed to see all the support. I'm blessed to see that our brothers and sisters far away in the Caribbean, they have their heart in Guyana. I want to thank and tell my Palestinian community in Guyana, you are in good hands. You are now in a country that loves you. You are in the hands of an extreme, loving president, President Ali Irfan. And I want to thank him for his support, his stand, his words that they are not just in Guyana, but everywhere, in the United Nations, in the CARICOM. I am here in front of you to say that the children of Palestine, the children in Gaza, the children in West Bank, give you their love and thank you. I want to tell you that no mother should be aching or should be afraid. Thank you to the Muslim community for all what they do and for all religions in Guyana, because all support Palestine. And we're coming here and bringing doctors to do missions, do surgeries. And some of you might say, in the condition that there is in Gaza, in the condition that there is in West Bank, what are the doctors coming to do here? Why don't they go and help in Gaza? And I'm sadly going to tell you, they are not allowed to enter Gaza. We're not allowed to help our people. We're not allowed to go and work in the hospitals. From 36 hospitals, we only have 2 hospitals partially working, which one of the hospitals, the leaves of the tree and the grass, because the occupation is not allowing aid to come. And it's not fair or should be that a child should look to the sky to see if it's a bomb or if it's a box coming from the sky, emulating that's going to kill him. We saw that there is no meaning for humanity, that there is no meaning for life. Probably if a cat were killed by a car somewhere, some governments will say it's anti-human. But all these Palestinians, men and women and children, even the center of fertility with 5,000 live embryos, 5,000 souls were just bombarded. Those count them also with the martyrs of Palestine. As my friend said, I live in Texas, and a law was passed yesterday. If you chant, you will be taken to jail. If you speak, you'll be taken to jail. And in the schools right now, the governor asked to change the law where there is no freedom of speech about Palestine. But the kids in the school go back home with rockets with messages of hope and love to Israel. That is allowed. That is the double standard.
My brother, Shazad Sukram, and brother Noel, whose dedication and tireless efforts in coordinating this event has been instrumental in bringing us all together here today. Your commitment to the cause of Palestine is truly inspiring, my brothers, and we are deeply grateful for your leadership. I would also like to express our sincere appreciation to our diplomatic attendees for gracing us with their presence and for showing their solidarity with the Palestinian people. Your support and solidarity means the world to us. To all the young activists and performers who have shared their talents and passion with us today, thank you for your courage and determination. Your voices are powerful agents of change, and your presence here today is a testament to your unwavering commitment to justice and equality. A heartfelt thank you to all our speakers as well for lending their voices to this important cause. Your words have moved us, inspired us, and reminded us of the urgency of the Palestinian struggle. And to each and every one of you who have come out in droves to show your support for Palestine, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us take a moment to reflect on the lives lost and the sacrifices made by our workers by our fallen heroes as these children step forward. Each balloon that ascends carries with it the dreams, aspirations, and indomitable spirit. With each release, let us remember the journalists, the doctors, the healthcare workers. As these balloons soar into the sky, may they serve as beacons of hope, guiding us forward in our quest for justice, peace, and freedom for the Palestinian people. Okay.
From my grandsons, Malik and Murad, they asked me to say thank you. My grandson, and you are all my grandson. I love you, and I will continue to see you each time I come here. And you will grow to be the leaders of this country. Thank you to the children of Guyana.
Release.
Release them. Release
1, 2, 3.
Release them. Please, step up
Free, free.